Welcome to the show, and welcome to Glow So Bright. I enjoy shooting a lot. I practice a lot in the outdoors, and because of me shooting on public land, I'm obligated to go clean up after my messes. And this includes spent shell casings. And with that, I tend to collect a lot of them, and I'm not too sure what to do with it. I don't particularly reload, and I find that it is not very economical for me to just buy all the reloading equipment and just hand load 55 grain bullets. Getting into the investment of the reloading equipment requires a lot of time and money. So I've discovered a brass trade-in credit system by Defender Ammunition, in which I was able to gather a bunch of spent casings, sort them out by caliber, and then put it in a large USPS flat scale box and send it out to them. With that, I got some brass credit, which I can use on their website to purchase ammunition from them that's either manufactured by them or from other manufacturers. So I decided to try it out. And with that, I was able to get 5.56 caliber ammunition with a 55 grain full metal jacket loading for about 29 cents each. But it's quite a bargain compared to what I would find for about 50 cents each for standard 5.56 ammunition. But is the ammunition any good? Let's try it out. Let's go take a look at the ammo. Now, I got this ammunition for about 29 cents per round, and that's just the cost of me buying a shipping label to go send once fired brass to them. It doesn't do me any good if the ammunition isn't good in the first place. So with that, I'll compare it to a known quantity of an equivalent loading. Federal contract, Lake City, M193, 5.56, 55 grain, full metal jacket ammunition. Here we have the lot number over here. We also have the lot number for comparison. Let's go compare the two cartridges side by side. Here's a closer look at the brass casings. On the left, we have our Lake City cartridge, which has a NATO head stamp, Lake City head stamp, and the date of production, which in this case is 2018. On the right, we have our Defender ammunition, which uses 5.56 Starline brass. I find Starline to be a good manufacturer of new casings for reloaders, and I find that for many smaller ammunition companies out there, they often would use this. However, if you do take a closer look to it, the M193 cartridge has a discoloration towards the front of the cartridge, while the Defender ammunition is smooth in its appearance. What does that mean? Well, the military cartridge has an annealed front to meet military specifications for having an annealed case. The Defender ammunition does not seem to comply with standard regulations and standardization for the M193 loading. This is the setup I'll be using to conduct my accuracy testing of the Defender ammunition. I'll be using a Geisley Super Duty 16-inch rifle with a free-floated handguard, a Geisley 16-inch Colt Hammer Forged chrome-lined barrel, a Primary Arms 128 PLXC optic zeroed at 100 meters using Lake City M193, mounted on a Primary Arms PLX mount. The rings and the optic are centered using a Wheeler bubble level, and all fasteners are secured to manufacturer's torque specifications. Velocity will be measured at the same time using a Garmin Giro C1 Pro chronograph. And the distance is verified using a Vortex HD 3000 laser rangefinder. Let's conduct our testing. Okay, first string of fire with Lake City M193 55 grain full metal jacket ammunition. Okay, round's complete. Let's go take a look, have our rifle cool off, and see what we did. Okay, so how did we do for our first ever grouping? Well, for a 9-shot grouping, we have a 2.24-inch group or 2.33 MOA. That is quite good for basic ammunition, but how does the Defender ammunition compare? Let's go back another 100 yards and do a 9-shot group on another target. Okay, new target, rifle loaded, and we have Defender, 55 grain ammunition. Okay, let's go take a look. Okay, here are results for our first iteration of fire using Defender ammunition. We have a 5.02-inch group, or 4.8 MOA, and that's pretty terrible, and that can be attributed to this one flyer over here, which is not me. Looking at the chronograph data, one shot has a serious velocity deviation than the other 8. So I think that could attribute to this sort of problem. The rest of the grouping is smaller, and if we have a 8-shot grouping be measured, we have it at 1.5 inches, which is pretty good, but it leads to what is the consistency of the ammunition. However, let's not hang our results off of just one string of fire. Let's go repeat this process 2 more times and do our second iteration of fire with Lake City M193. Okay, for our second iteration of fire, I'm going to go use Lake City M193. Okay, we have our grouping from a second iteration of fire with Lake City M193. We have a 2.36 inch grouping or 2.28 MOA grouping. Okay, we have 9 rounds of Defender ammunition for a second iteration of fire. All right. Round's complete. Let's go take a look. Okay, with our second iteration of fire of 9 shots with Defender 5.56 ammunition, we have a 3.07 inch group or 2.93 MOA. Not as good as Lake City ammunition, but better than our last group where we have that one flyer over here. Since we have that results recorded, let's go do a final string of fire using our M193 ammunition. Okay, we have loaded into the rifle Lake City M193 for our third iteration of fire. Okay, rounds complete. Shots recorded. Let's go take a look. We have our third iteration of shooting using Lake City M193, where you have a 3.182 inch group or 3.04 MOA. As opened up a bit, I'm pretty sure that's just me. I'm getting tired. Let's get on with our final group using Defender ammunition. Okay, we have our final string of fire using Defender ammunition. Okay, that's weird. We're having some chronograph issues and I'm having difficulty having shots be recorded. Not rounds complete. Let's go take a look downrange. Okay, here are our final results of our ammunition and comparing federal contract Lake City M193 55 grain 5.56 ammunition to that of Defender 55 grain 5.56 full metal jacket ammunition. With our final grouping, we have a 2.66 inch group size with 2.54 MOA as our grouping. At our center of a group, I'm having a bit of a difficulty recording results as now we have a ragged hole in the center. Yet, looking at our chronograph results, our minimum velocity, our maximum velocity, and our average velocity, it seems that our Defender ammunition isn't as hotly loaded as that of true M193. With M193, we have a average velocity of 3,100.67 feet per second. We have a minimum velocity of 3,068 and a maximum velocity of 3,142 feet per second. So, compare that to our Defender ammunition. We have our velocity, average velocity of 3,072.67 feet per second, maximum velocity of 3,106.2. Goof that up. And our minimum velocity is 3,028.8 feet per second. So on average, our Defender ammunition is approximately 30 feet per second less than that of our federal contract Lake City ammunition. Which brings to our final results. Is Defender ammunition the right ammunition for me? I wouldn't spend my own money on it, but I would gladly ship once fired brass casings to them and receive more ammunition. But otherwise, my standard ammunition that I could keep continuing to buy would be Lake City produced M193, just because it's a great benchmark ammunition and it's easy to find and consistent. But is Defender ammunition the right ammunition for you? You be the judge on that, but collect your once fired brass and participate in their program. It works for me, and it may work for you. This video on 5.56 ammunition for 28 cents per round Defender ammunition testing is brought to you by Glow So Bright. Thank you very much for watching. And before I discontinue with this episode, if you do enjoy this video and find it informative, go ahead and hit that like button and give it a thumbs up. If you don't, dislike it. Comment down below on what you think. Read the video description. And if you'd like to support this channel financially, go and click on my Ko-fi link in the video description below. Click on Amazon affiliate links where it's not going to raise the price of things, but will give me a little bit of a commission. Or go and participate in my crowdfunding and monthly subscription. That would really help the channel. But the best way to help the channel is to subscribe and share. Episodes would come out in a regularly scheduled basis, and having this sort of information out there and sharing other sources you find informative and useful helps beat the algorithm on YouTube, and it helps cut down on the slop being pushed out there. Having people be proficient and safe with firearms is extremely beneficial, and I don't want to go to a public range and then become the de facto RSO, or worry about getting shot, or have to look like a clown wearing a full ballistic helmet and armor carrier. But I greatly thank you for your patronage, your support, and your viewership. Thank you very much. Oh yeah. This channel has finally reached monetization on YouTube, and I have to thank you, the audience, for that. Without it, this wouldn't have been possible, and I would not have motivation to keep pushing forward with this. But I thank you guys. You enjoy your evening.